What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the boxing clinic one time for the one time, talking about a reaction to Robert Easter Jr. versus Denis Shafikov last night on Bounce TV. Went to sleep, woke up, watched it. It was just too many undercard fights on there. Bounce TV has some of the worst production I've ever seen in my life. Even for a standard definition channel, it was just horrible. They didn't have an HD channel, which is horrible. The commercials was clearer than the camera shooting the fight. But it was definitely an interesting fight. Denis Shafikov, a lot of people were calling him bums before this fight. I don't know where they got that from. Sometimes I think guys just they haven't seen a guy fight or don't remember watching him fight, and they label him bums or whatever. Some people say he can get Shafikov out in 2, 3, 4 rounds, and if he gets him out, I picked the 10th round. But Shafikov is a tough fighter. I told people coming into this fight that he was a very tough fighter. Trained by Abel Sanchez, and it showed. He was able to cut the ring off and accomplish things that other fighters couldn't accomplish in other weight classes. Just cutting the ring off, not following your opponent, stepping over, anticipating where you're gonna go. And Robert Easter Jr., he didn't know what he wanted to do last night. He tried to come in there and establish his dominance early and sit in there and bang with Shafikov. Then he tried to box with him. But Shafikov was definitely the aggressor and showing a lot of ring generalship when he was effective. Effective with his aggressiveness. I think Robert Easter Jr. Underutilized that jab. He should have used the jab more. He would just throw it out at the same speed. He never doubled or tripled it. And he had 1-2, 1-2, occasional check hook. Stuff like that. It was just basic. He tried to keep it basic, but I think he need to add a little bit of flavor to it. Need to double up on the jab. Sometimes just throw the right hand. He wasn't doing that. He was a basic fighter, and I think Ohio should ban all shoulder rolls or Philly shell, whatever you want to call it, because Robert Easter Jr. and Adrian Broner are terrible at the shoulder roll. Robert Easter Jr. didn't catch any gloves. He was catching all those Denis Shafikov punches. Right, left hook, whatever he was doing, jab, all in the face. He was catching them all night with that fake-ass shoulder roll he was using. Him being a more offensive fighter, just like Adrian Broner, I think they need to go to the peekaboo style. That's more of an offensive type of style. That shoulder shit ain't working. It was definitely a close fight, in my opinion. Could have swung either way. Of course, Bunny was going to get Robert Jr. was going to get the edge. He was at home. But those scores were crazy, but Shafikov showed that he's a tough cookie. And Robert Easter Jr. just has to go back similar to the drawing board with his, working on his box. He boxed good, but you're not going to be able to, when you move up in weight, you're not going to be able to box, and move your feet as much because that drains you. He's going to have to find that in the pocket style where he's a better defensive fighter and, plan a little bit more and be aggressive. He didn't have to be in his chest. And the pocket is like the middle range, where you catch the punches and counter and deliver. I think he needs to work on that, and also sustaining his boxing ability and using his jab. He couldn't really find Shafikov because Shafikov was moving his head, weaving a little bit, using angles, beating his body up. But Robert Easter Jr. showed that he had a good chin last night. When your power not working, he kind of improvised a little bit and did some other things and edged them out. But definitely could make a case for Shafikov winning that fight. He was very aggressive, banging the body, did everything he needed to do, but just came up, a little bit short in most people's eyes. In the judge's eyes, he came up a lot short. But for Robert Easter Jr., I doubled down on Jorge Linares and Terry Flanagan beating those guys. I double down on that. I'm pretty sure he beats them, but I'm no longer sure that he even can compete in the same ring with Mikey Garcia. I think Mikey Garcia, will beat the shit out of him after what I watched last night. That's just my opinion. I seen him. He kind of struggled with Richard Comey as well. Gave him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's a upper echelon, elite level pound for pound fighter, which Mikey Garcia is a fringe pound for pound fighter, depending on who you ask. And I don't think he can do anything with Mikey Garcia. Definitely not Chance Crawford. He moves up. He has a long way to go to refine his skills, and he's gonna continue to get better. But he has a lot a base for good skills, a good frame, but he needs to work on, controlling distance and being able to box and being able to do different things with his jab. Doing that in one jab and that 1-2, you have to do something else. I don't know if he was scared of Shafikov returning punches, but he never doubled it up, tripled it up. He never, led with the right hand. It was all basic, but it was a solid fight, and hopefully it's a learning experience for him. We gone.